Happy Wednesday, live Audiophile Roundtable. My name is Steve Westman. Let's get going today. I've had a busy week. It was a busy week, and I'll tell everyone about this, but this is my last show as a 50-year-old. Tomorrow is the big 5-1, so I'm going to celebrate it tonight with all of you guys. Thanks for joining me. I was looking at some of the comments here. I don't have the Doors box set yet because here in Canada, there's a Canada Post strike. It's screwing everything up. I've got a bunch of records that are being shipped other carrier companies, but they're still taking a lot of time. So don't have that yet. So I'm hoping that will happen. But we definitely want to talk about more about the Doors. Big day, November 22nd. Beatles, of course, the mono box. Doors. There's New Order coming out. Don Henley. I think his first solo album's coming out November 22nd. So lots to go over. We'll bring in Michael T. There he is. How are you?
Good evening, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm good. A lot going on. It was a lot going on.
Yeah, I want to wish you, 5 hours in advance. Happy 51st birthday.
Well, thank you. My wife and my 5-year-old took me to Harrison Hot Springs, which is just about 60 miles east of Vancouver for a nice evening. One night we went there, but we went to this restaurant called the Copper Room. You got to dress up for it, and so there's a live band. So after dinner, there's a live band, right? So they had Mr. Neil Young playing. So I grabbed my daughter and started dancing. You want to see that? Hang on, I'll show you. Check this out. This was so much fun. This is what makes life so amazing. So amazing and precious, right? You get these moments. I want to share it with you guys. Hold on. But now it's getting late, and the moon is climbing high. There you go. Yeah, that was amazing. Good times
awesome.
There, right?
That's precious.
Yeah, very precious as well. So that was last night, and then you're probably not familiar. A lot of our viewers are from the States, but here in Canada, we've got the equivalent of the NFL called the CFL, the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
And the Grey Cup, which is the equivalent of the Super Bowl in the States, and the NFL was played here in Vancouver. So I went with my brother and my nephew to the game. It's nationally televised, millions of people watch, and I had pretty good seats. So check this out. I was on national TV during the televised game. You'll like this one.
So they move it up half the distance. Looks like about a 1st and 2.
And that happened. So I'm sitting there. That happened. I had no idea. And then my phone just lit up. I had 40 different texts. Steve, you're on TV. You're on TV. I'm like, oh, wow. Because normally there's a big scoreboard there. We thought we were on the big scoreboard. I had no idea it was like the actual TV camera. So that was kind of fun to get lots of. It's weird how people just recognize you on the TV. Like I wouldn't have recognized most people. I would have saw them. But that was my week. We had Grey Cup weekend here. So Saturday, Sunday was busy. And of course, I didn't go to work Monday, and now my birthday is tomorrow, but it's been lots of fun. But this Canada Post strike here is really wreaking havoc on lots of, I guess, people, of course, and hopefully get my Doors box sooner than later at this point. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I would have it already at this point, and I was told I was, but what can you do? Anyways, yeah, we'll talk. We're going to talk Green Day. I was going to talk this too. Hold on. I promised everyone this. Remember I was telling you this? I got this from Josh from his website, High Fidelity Records. This is the Speaker's Corner Crime of the Century.
I remember you telling me you bought that, yeah.
I bought this, and I did a comparison. With all the time I've had, I have the Crime of the Century Audiophile series. This is the A&M Canadian, I call it the Canadian MoFi, half-speed mastered, and I compared it with the MoFi half-speed mastered as well. And I will tell you, this is, not trying to be biased here, but I think I know why this album, let me get it back up here. If you go on Discogs, is a lot of money, $300 plus right now. It's my best sounding Crime of the Century. I have a CD version, which I thought sounds really well, but this one, even wider, really immersive. It's got the depth, Michael, and the detail. It really does have that clarity and better top end, way better mids than my MoFi and my A&M audiophile. But I mean, those pressings are still great. But this one, I don't know. I think it's probably one of those things too that you probably can't get a bad copy of Crime of the Century to begin with. I mean, I think it was really recorded well, produced well by Ken Scott. So most copies sound really good. But this one, for whatever reason, whatever Speaker's Corner did, I get why it's $300. I think this is my go-to copy of Crime of the Century. I know maybe you guys have it. Let me know. But yeah, this is, yeah. You wouldn't even know.
Do you know
Speaker's Corners? Yeah.
Who cut it? Who was it mastering?
You know what? I had no time to look it up. I was hoping that you would know. I was just about to say though, with Speaker's Corner, it's very obscure, right? You don't really, like, if you're just you get these records in, if you're a record store owner or you're a young kid working a record store and you get this in and you price it, you don't really know this is a Speaker's Corner unless you really dive deep on the matrix. There's really nothing that stands out on it. It sort of reminds me of classic records where you don't really know it's an audiophile cut because they don't really say it anywhere on the album cover or on the jacket.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. I want to know who cut it though. I wonder if it was cut here in the U.S. or it was cut in Europe.
Well, let me just see. I can probably tell you.
I'm actually trying to find it for you right now. Let's see.
If anyone knows, put it in the comments. I didn't have a chance to. I'm just on Discogs right now.
I see. It was pressed at Palace. I saw that.
Pressed at Palace. That's correct. Yeah. But it doesn't say anything else about
there's no information about it.
It just says mastered at A&M Studios. But yeah, it does have initials in the dead wax. The initials are they now?
I think actually I do see something on notes. Jeff Sykes mastered the reissue from the original master tapes at A&M Hollywood Studio. Palace in Germany handled the metalwork and pressed a reissue. There you go.
So Bill, the Speaker's Corner is on your list. It honestly, I'm not trying to blow smoke or anything like that. Definitely just has more punch to it. This is, if you're looking for an audiophile cut of a really great produced record to begin with, this will blow you away. Not joking.
I just grabbed it. I have a white label promo original. I mean, it sounds okay. It's not amazing though.
Yeah.
I think the original, I think it was cut to Mastering Lab. I'm not sure actually. No, it was cut at Sterling. There's a Sterling stamp on the original. The original white label promo of Crime of the Century was cut at Sterling. So what if it was George Marino? I'm not sure who cut it. Yeah. Anyway, just random. I went record shopping this last weekend too.
Hang on, I want to show everyone that I have that. You sent me this thing here.
Yeah.
I'll put it up and see. This was in Seattle. This here, which says Lake City Record Show.
Yeah,
what was this? Albums 45, sheet music, memorabilia, 8 tracks and posters, and free admission. You got to love that. So how did that go down?
It was fun. I went with my friend Ed from Audio Ultra. And when we got there right at 10 when it opened, and it was already pretty busy by 11.
Is that Ed there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fast Eddie.
He lives about 10 minutes from me, so we hang out all the time now. And I get to listen to nice high-end equipment at his showroom. But anyway, by 11 a.m., 11:15, it was just absolutely packed. You had to stand in line just to go through the bins. It's crazy how busy these record shows are. My friend, Ed bought an OG US pressing of The Wall. He bought an early pressing
I'm going to stop you right there. I know we had a lot of comments a week or two ago. That was cut by who? Doug Sachs.
At the Mastering Lab, yes.
There you go.
Correct. Yeah.
And Doug Sachs would have been the one who cut the UK The Wall as well, correct?
Yeah, the UK was also, but a lot of people in Sweethouse prefer the US one for some reason.
How much different is it? I mean, is it a different? I mean, is it the same? Yeah. It's not the same plate, so he recut it from the tapes again.
The really desirable one is there's a promo version that has a timing strip on the front of all the songs, and that's the one that people see as an early pressing.
I read that somewhere in the comments. Yeah, interesting.
He also got a copy of Rush 2112. There's a lot of good sounding copies of 2112. The one I told him that was good that we saw has the initials GK, a mastering engineer named Gilbert Kong at Masterdisc. Really dynamic.
What year would that have been?
Right around the time it was released. Yeah. He also picked up Hendrix Classic Records Band of Gypsies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then also an original pressing of White Stripes, the Elephant. One record is red, one is white. It was cut in London, all analog. So a lot of people like that version of White Stripes Elephant. So it was fun. And then we stopped by 2 local stores, one called Silver Platters and one called Georgetown Records. We picked up the Green Day American Idiot cut by Levi Seitz, and we got to listen to that
Ooh, well, we've had, obviously last week we had Grover on and Levi Seitz on. So you guys listened to the one step on. You're going to tell the folks about your thoughts. I mean, this isn't being biased. You obviously listen to it in high end gear.
We're really high end. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're okay. Literally, we're talking $1 million system. Yeah, but he's a dealer. So
$1 million system. You drop this one step Green Day American Idiot on, and so what was the experience?
Nice, crisp, crunchy.
Crunchy.
Crunchy. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Kind of in your face. It sounded really good. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to hearing Dookie. Dookie was an all analog cut, so it'll sound a little different. Yeah. Because American Idiot was tracked digitally, and then it was mixed to analog. So, but it's a nice sounding record, regardless.
So you recommend it to the folks who haven't bought it?
It hit the brick and mortar stores this last Friday. I know it was on order for definitely recommend it.
I was going to say, and then there's the Rush box that Rhino put out, the 3,000 box set that came out. I think there's only like 200 or 300 of those left. I mean, they're almost sold out.
Yeah, I'm seeing on the comments.
Those did really well.
Going back to Rush, University of Vinyl, I agree. Kong's Rush cuts are legendary. He's also cut, I think he's done a Thin Lizzy jailbreak that sounds fantastic. He was I have a version of that Buckingham Nicks where he cut one of the sides. One side was Sterling, one side was mastered. It's Gilbert Kong, great mastering engineer. He did a lot of stuff for Mercury in the early to mid 70s.
So John Bandy's saying the Speaker's Corner, the one I have, was cut from a dub from the master, what he recalls. You know what's interesting? I want to show folks this. So this is interesting. I was mentioning, I have these audiophile MoFis, right? Canadian MoFis. And so it says on the jacket here, it says here that the audiophile process produces a superb master from which the record is manufactured. The cutting of the master from the original tapes is performed at half speed. So, okay, masters at half speed. But listen to this. Then I have the gatefold version, the same one, but I think on this one the language is different. It says this record has been manufactured according to an entirely new process where an exact replica is cut at half speed from the original 76 centimeter second master tapes and placed onto anti-static vinyl. So this one says it's from the second master tapes, and this one says it's from the original master tapes, even though they have the same matrix.
Interesting.
A&M MoFi gate Canadian style.
Yeah,
right?
It was probably a production copy, a second master tape.
I'm assuming that's what Speaker's Corner is. And then of course, we have to believe MoFi. They say it's from the original master recording. Is it? I don't know. But this is, like I said, these are great sounding records. All of them. I'm sure anyone that has an original of this would probably agree they're great. But yeah, the Speaker's Corner I think just has a little bit more clarity, and I understand why it's so much money. But yeah, I mean, I think November 22nd is big. New order, if you guys are interested. Rhino's coming out with the new orders. Of course, they're digital cuts. I was mentioning Don Henley's coming out. Which is the Don Henley's? Can't Stand Still. You got New Order, self-titled, Brotherhood, Bizarre Love Triangle as well on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hey, by the way, Steve, right behind you, that's a Pure Fidelity turntable, correct?
Yes, it is. It's the Pure
Fidelity Harmony. I wanted to
mention
to you, back in September, I interviewed John Stratton of Pure Fidelity, and Michael Fremer just included that interview in his Capital Audio Fest coverage as a bonus. So if you want to know more about Pure Fidelity, right behind Steve, I did an interview with the owner of Pure Fidelity,
John Stratton.
A month ago, John Stratton. Yep. For tracking angle.
I've been very happy with this turntable.
Great.
Amazing. It wasn't given to me because that's not the way it works with these high-end stuff. I got it at not a little bit of a discount, but still paid, and really happy with it and really excited.
Are you preferring it to the Riga, or you like the Riga better?
So I have the Riga P6 with an MC Ania cart, and I like this one better. Like I said, I've got no skin in the game at this point. These aren't promos, so both of them I purchased with my own money, and this just has more dynamic. It just higher end cartridge as well. It's a Stratos MC card. I think the card alone retails for about $2,500. So I mean, it's different level. I mean, the Rigas are great. I mean, if you're, you want something for what are they, $2,500 or $2,000? I mean, those are a great upgrade from where most people have their turntables now. I'm very happy with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Violent Femmes. Yeah, this is AAA. I just got this in. This is Hollowed Ground, Violent Femmes. This is their follow-up album from, of course, their big one. I think this came out in 84 or something like that. Yeah, 84. But this is the Craft Recordings.
That was just reissued, right?
Yeah, this is this is a AAA. And guys, pick this up. This is $30.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. It sounds exactly how I remember it back in the day. They did a great job in this one. And I mean, AAA cut, $30. Can't go wrong. Yeah, definitely buy it, John. If you're a Violent Femmes fan, yeah, you'll love it. I still like their first album, but this one's pretty good considering. But yeah, a lot going on. I mean, are you buying? I want to ask everyone as well. I mean, November 22nd, we've got the Beatles mono box. I know Fremer did a little bit of a teaser video on his channel today, right?
I saw that he unboxed it. He didn't have time to listen to it, but he did unbox it. The covers look really nice. They're very glossy. And the font on the labels looks like the original font on the original issues. And the Capital Rainbow logo too.
Right.
So it looks very authentic.
I think I'm just right. A lot of the comments right now were, I just mentioning my speaker's corner crime of the century. Ken Scott engineered it. I mean, Ken Scott, of course, did. I think he was part of the White Album for the Beatles as well, if I'm not mistaken, and lots of other bands. But I mean, this was, I think, produced incredible, recorded. It's just an incredible recording. It's sort of like Nightfly, where you can't really find a bad recording, right? This is sort of reminds me of that. There's just every cut, different cuts sound great. I feel just awesome. One of those ones. Yeah.
Now, do you know on the Beatles, is it only the box set being released on Friday, or can you buy the individual titles on Friday too?
I don't know. That's a good point.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Is everyone? I'm going to read the comments. Are you guys going to buy the mono box set on Friday, or did you pre-order it? Actually, yeah, the individual ones come out too, Mike. Because I actually went and I pre-ordered. That reminds me, I did pre-order Beatles 65 because I really wanted to listen to that one. So, that will.
Yeah, I actually am doing a quick check on Amazon. Yep, they're saying
Mazzy
Friday,
said
November
both on
22nd.
Friday.
Yep.
Tim says no. Yeah, and then, like I mentioned, individuals are released as well. So I have Beatles 65 coming, but yeah, Scott Wheeler not buying the box set, KRW not buying the box set.
I'm gonna try them one at a time. So I don't know. I'm either gonna start with the second album, Meet the Beatles, or I love all of them.
So you pre-order, but there's a shortage, huh? So they didn't maybe press as many. I wonder what's happened.
No.
That's probably it's probably a FOMO thing. Oh my gosh, we have shortage, and you guys will get all excited and have to buy it. And then a year from now, there'll be so many flooded in the market going for $200 for the whole set. It's the Beatles, right? Just remember, everyone remember when Let It Be came out, the remix. When Revolver came out, the remix. It was like wild. Oh, we got to get this. And they're a dime a dozen now. I mean, you can get the Let It Be remix for $60 or whatever it is right now, still sealed. So
and they're all going to be selling like at Walmarts and Targets.
Nicole ordered the box set. Yeah. Lawrence ordered the Doors set. So the Doors set, there's 3,000 pressed there.
Do we know the price? That was a mystery, the price.
Well, I think it's just going to be.
We were guessing at it, but we never heard the price.
No, I know. I never got that. They never got back to me with that. So 240 to 260 would be my guess. But if you guys are going to order the Rhino box set, my advice would be, they told me tell the folks 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but just from our experience from all the other releases, especially going back to the Black Sabbath release, I would probably start at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, get on their website, the hi-fi part of their website, and start clicking refresh for, I know, and it sounds ridiculous, I know. Now, I don't think they're going to sell out right away, but 3,000. I mean, the Rush box set, they're like 200 or 300 away from selling out that 3,000 Rush box set. So this is the Doors All Analog cut by Kevin Gray. I think that's going to sell out.
People are saying in the comments that Mike at the In-Groove stated that he only got 3% of his pre-orders. 97% did not show up for the Beatles box set.
That's just a pressing issue, probably. There's probably an issue with that. Just now it's FOMO. Everyone's like, oh my God, I need it. So someone will have it, get it on, put it on Discogs for double. Someone will buy that. instead of paying $300 and being, waiting. The thing is about these records, I'll remind everyone, they've been around for 60 years, the music. It's not going to be a big deal if you have to wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Where are they pressed? I want to find out. Somebody's saying GZ. I don't know.
Hang on. Yeah, I saw that. Rick's is saying they're pressed. Oh, the RP. He's asking as well. Max going to go for the Doors. So if you guys want the Doors, I would suggest 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get on that Rhino Hi-Fi website. Start clicking refresh. I'm not saying they're going to be sold out in the first hour. I don't think. I mean, Sabbath took what? How long did Sabbath take? 4 or 5 days. I mean, there's of course one record. I know it's a big difference, but still, 3,000 is not a lot. I mean, the Doors is a hot one, and the Rush box is not analog; it's digital. But there are only less than 300 left.
Someone else is saying the Beatles are being pressed at MPO. It's a pressing plant in France.
Okay. So there's probably a screw up with the pressing plant then, or the printer or something like that.
And they're an okay pressing plant. Once in a while, I've had non-fill from them, but most of the time they're pretty quiet pressings.
Let me just address this. Merch 13. The Beatles US box set is exactly what's wrong with this hobby. 130 USD for a box and a dollar bin album. I just like I said, all the other remixes and all the Beatles boxes we've been buying in the last couple of years are all cheap now to buy, right? If you look at the last two anyways, the remix of Revolver and Let It Be, not a lot of money. So like I said, I'm not buying the box. Here in Canada, you're to buy it on Amazon, I believe it's about $450 Canadian. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to try a couple of titles. I did see an interview with, I think it was Kevin Reeves who cut it. I saw an interview with him.
Yeah, it's Kevin Reeves.
Yeah.
He's down in Tennessee at the Capitol cutting plant down in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah.
But he mentioned there was a lot more frequency extensions on the U.S. master tapes than was pressed back in 1964. So he actually included that, what was actually on the tape. So I want to see what that sounds like.
Interesting. As you're saying, don't compare a new pressing to a 6-year-old ragged copy. Absolutely.
Yeah, with the low end cutoff, so it'd play on the cheap players,
Yeah. Rick's is saying that, $450 Canadian for inferior sound of the original UK Parlophones. Hard pass for me. Again, I mean, I've got the sitting right here. I got the Beatles mono box set. I've got so many different copies of the Beatles. I don't need to spend more money before Christmas. I know if I wait long enough, I'll get it for cheaper if I want it. But I bought the individual one, so the one that I'm
gonna start with one, and if I like it, I'm gonna get more.
Yeah. And you don't need the Beatles story. That sucks. I have that. There's no need.
That's the one I don't need. Yeah.
Christopher, I was sent the box, but this whole postal strike has screwed things up, so I don't have the box yet. So I do not have the Doors box. I'm waiting on it anxiously. I thought I'd have it by this time. Hence why I put that thumbnail up, and I was like all day pacing. Did it come? But it hasn't come.
I was looking up in the corner to see. I probably have a copy of Hear the Beatles Still On. I don't think I've ever played it.
No, mine. I showed you guys
the Beatles story.
My Beatles story. I can't get one of the records out. It's like It's like jammed in there. I've never played it before, and I don't plan on it. Yeah. But isn't that the one where you buy the whole box, you get that for free? So that's
Mm-hmm.
Someone made a joke in the comments where that's an $80 you're getting that for an extra $80 or something. That's one of the jokes. And where the Doors box is pressed at Optimal. The vinyl's pressed at Optimal.
Oh, like the rest of Rhino Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything at Rhino Hi-Fi, pressed at Optimal, cut by Kevin Gray from the master tapes. That's their deal. That's the way they roll there. So Rick's is saying, the Doors is tempting for me, but I have the OGs and VG Plus. They sound excellent. I only really need Morrison Hotel. So again, right, we know the way Rhino works, Hi-Fi works. They're going to release the individual ones at some point. I don't think right away. From what I can tell, not right away, but at some point, just like they did with the ZZ Top. Didn't it take like a week or two after the ZZ Top box sold out that the individual one sort of showed up on their website magically?
Yeah.
And it's the same metal they're using, right? So it's the same metal. Kevin's not cutting it again. They're just using the same plates and just making more copies. The Target is supposedly doing a blue vinyl version of Meet the Beatles. That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, this is pre-internet, Mazzy, right? The Beatles story is a great thing when you're a kid in '64, exactly. But now you got the internet, you got so many other things. It's not the same. But I understand back in the day, when you did, that was your source, right? Oh, the Beatles story. I mean, that's your source, and I can understand why that was pretty popular.
Yeah.
And then Rick's is saying this DCC Doors CDs. Also, if you have the DCC Doors CDs, those are hard to beat overall, even on vinyl, in my opinion. I hear that a lot. Those DCC Doors, the CDs or the vinyl, those are probably gone up a lot in Discogs too, haven't they?
I haven't looked lately, but yes, they're rare.
I just get a kick. I know we had Steve Hoffman on. If you recall, he said the best sounding the best sounding CD or the best sounding Beatles albums to listen to are the Beatles mono CDs. Do you remember him saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that. Yes.
That's his go-to, the Beatles mono CD box.
And that was released back in when? Around the same time as the mono LPs, right?
Well, mono LPs were 2014.
Yeah, I have most of them.
that
I bought them individually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't buy the box set, but I have almost all of them.
Yeah. So Christopher, I didn't. Is this all tube DCCs versus Kevin's solid state? So I mean, Kevin would have cut the DCCs. I don't know. Were they all?
Yeah, but they were actually cutting through VAC.
Right. Okay.
And also, Steve Hoffman tended to run things through tube stages, just to warm things up in general.
Yeah, and Hoffman likes the '87 CDs of the Beatles. He also mentioned the mono box set as well.
Yeah,
CDs on one of my shows.
I remember the '87 CDs. Yeah, that's why I got a CD player.
Yeah. George Martin would have mastered those ones back in '87.
Wasn't Help remixed though, or something? There was something going on with Help. I remember that.
I think I was mentioning to you guys. I'll talk to Steve in the coming weeks. I want to get him on for an anniversary show. Like he came on a few days before Christmas last year, and that was a fun one. So I'm going to get him to do some. Hopefully, if he gets on some Steve Hoffman picks as well. Oh, I want to let everyone know. Miles Scholl got approval from Universal to come on the show. He texted me last week. He goes, "I'm going to send you a copy of my Cure double LP that he cut. Right, the new album." So I'm waiting for that, but guess what? Canada Post strike, so I don't have that coming.
Yeah,
so until that comes, he wants me to listen to that because I have the Bernie Grundman cut as well.
And many prefer the Miles Scholl cut to the Bernie Grundman, correct?
That's what I'm hearing. I only have but Bernie didn't master this one. Bernie just took the tapes or the files and just cut it it flat. That's it. Yeah. I'm going to ask Steve Hoffman to come back on. I have this vision where I want him back on, sort of like we did a year ago, sort of the last show of the year type of thing. We have time, so that'll be a lot of fun. I haven't decided on the theme yet, but I think it's great to get him. He had those cool picks, like obscure vinyl picks that people. I think we jacked up the prices on Discogs after he appeared on the show. It was quite funny.
We should ask him, if you have him on, you should ask him about tubes and why he chose to use a lot of tubes in his.
Well, that's the thing now. I think that's exactly why I want him back on, because the Doors are now again out by with Rhino Hi-Fi, cut by Kevin Gray. I want to get his take on this as well. That'd be cool. So I mean, I wonder if he listens to his CDs a lot. It's like an actor. Do actors watch their own stuff on the big screen? I don't know. Yeah. But that's one thing about the Doors, though, right? You go Jim Morrison from the debut album in '67 until L.A. Woman. His voice really started to get better by the time he passed. Right? I think he was just really starting to get into it. I mean, that wasn't that long. What, 3-4 years? I mean, it wasn't a lot of time, but I mean, it really started to mature and really find his range, and he was taking different risks with his voice as well, and it just really showed in the LA Woman record, which is just such a phenomenal album. Really is. Tony, the ZZ's in the box do have an OB, yes. So I would assume that the Doors will have, it will be the same thing. The Doors box will have the OBs, the whole thing. I probably won't have a mat or whatever they included with the ZZ Top box, but
and usually the gold stamp number is behind the OB on the back. That's what I've noticed.
Right? Yeah, you won't be able to see it unless you actually open it up and seal it. Here's Merch 13. He's asked Steve Hoffman about his multi-track remix of "Light My Fire" that appeared exclusively on the Legends SAC. It's the best they have read that before. Absolutely, going to do that as well. There is a remix of "Light My Fire." I'm curious to know the process there. That's actually something I would be asking him. Thank you for reminding me. That's a good one. Here's Rick's again. One of the reasons Steve and Kevin use tubes is the albums were mostly recorded using tubes. Makes sense before solid state. It's true they have a warmer sound, absolutely. And then Christopher says he saw Robbie Krieger at the Whiskey last month, still has it. How old's Robbie? He's got to be late 70s now, at least. But
did I ever tell you when I was 17, I met Ray Manzarek?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did you actually have a conversation with him?
Yeah. I was an intern. I was an intern at a radio station.
Yeah.
I'll have to find you the picture. I have a picture with him.
So, when you see someone like that, what's the first thing you say?
I didn't know what to say, but he was in town in Seattle. He was doing a poetry reading at the University of Washington. Yeah, and he came by the radio station I worked at. Yeah.
I'm going to address Michael Chavez. Doors debut mono was mixed for an AM radio. That's why it never sounded good. If people want a great sounding mono cut, a new mix will have to be created from the ground up. Well, they're not going to do that. I mean, they're just using the masters and cutting it to vinyl. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way. It's the authenticity of that sound. I mean, even I was actually listening this afternoon to my Beatles mono CD box set because I have a CD in the other player in the other room as well. Just playing some puzzles with my daughter, and it just that's the way it sounded. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could remix anything and make it sound more authentic, more to the day's sound. But I mean, that's what it sounded like in the '60s, and that's what we're all used to, and that's what it's going to be. But I think if you don't have the Doors box set, you want brand new copies. This is great to have, and they'll be around for a while too, right?
And I want to know how they compare to the Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions versions. I'm really curious to know.
But if someone's going to do it, I want a really legitimate blind shootout.
Yeah.
Because it's just too easy to just pick one or the other because you know what it is, right? We know that's just human nature.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got the VMP mono doors. That's not bad. That's a Bernie Grundman, mastered by Bruce Bodnick and cut by Bernie Grundman. I've also got the ERC mono as well, which is okay. It's okay. It's not. I would rather go with the VMP. If you're going to spend money, don't buy the ERC. Oh, actually, hey, there you go. The DRC is not that good. No, I mean, for $600, I wouldn't buy it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, good point here. Spinning the Black Circle says, how could that Doors debut ever sound audiophile? The ERC version is practically pointless. I agree. I mean, getting back to ERC, what was it limited to? 300 or 400 copies? It's more just it was definitely a FOMO thing. You know what I mean? I got to get it. It's for collectors. I don't know. Yeah. It's okay. It wasn't, I was sitting there going, wow, this is mine. This is the best thing ever. Not like, this is good. This is a whole different sort of experience. Listen to the Speaker's Corner Crime of the Century versus like the Doors ERC mono cut. I mean, I was like, okay, this is okay.
Yeah. Hey,
and
Steve,
level match, of course, absolutely.
Of course, level match. Do you have your email up by any chance?
I can get it up. What do you need?
I just sent you my Doors picture from when I was 17.
Oh, you did?
I found it with Ray Manzarek.
Does everyone want to see that? Hang on, I gotta send it to my other email address here because that is so cool. Does everyone want to see Ray and Michael?
Michael T. Yeah.
Do you want to see Michael T? Hang on, you sent it to. Oh, here you go. Okay, I'll just forward it to my computer. Oh my God, you guys both look very young back then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was 18. I can't remember. I think I was 18. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It's a long time ago. Okay, here we go. Find this thing. You got people thinking, I got to see this now.
I got to see it now.
This guy looks like.
Back when I was a little kid, I was a young'un.
Ready for this, everyone? Should we get like a drum roll? Whoa. Wow.
Lots of records, vinyl behind us.
The young Michael T. Circa 1985.
I think 87. This was 87, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. There it is, folks. Ray looked pretty good there.
Yeah. Like I said, he was in town for a poetry reading at the University of Washington. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think a lot are going to be getting the Doors box from just watching these comments. I wish I had mine, guys. I wish I had mine. I wish I did, but what can you do? Good pick. They're saying. There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. That is cool.
We've been talking about this Friday a lot, but then the following Friday is RSD
Black Friday. And that's your Thanksgiving. You guys have your Thanksgiving in the next Thursday, right? And you have Black Friday is the 29th?
Yeah, yep.
Look at this, Mike. Great pick. Everyone's liking it. That is a great pick. Did you get his autograph or anything, or just not didn't have time for that?
Back when I worked in radio for 16 years, people came in so often that you didn't even bother. Now I'm like, man, I should have gotten their picture. I should have gotten their autograph. You just got used to it. You get jaded.
And everyone has to remember that's before we had these where you can just take a picture
and then put it on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever.
You actually had film. Oh, and then you got to run to the photo booth and get it processed for $19.99 for 24 pictures.
Yeah.
Everyone's liking that pic. That's really cool. I'll put it up again. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think? A young Michael T with Ray. Did you talk much about the Doors, or you don't really remember the conversation?
The guy that I was interning for the afternoon talk show, he was a rock station, KISW.
Yeah.
And the guy's name was Steve Slayton, and I was an intern for him, so I got to be there helping him out produce.
You've always been an intern. Well, you got to get that lit on
that you know what? In radio, I was only an intern for 1 year, and then they started paying me.
Yeah.
So I became indispensable. You know how that works. You keep working, and then they want you on. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's a good pair. I'm glad I was able to put that up. That's good. So you guys have your Thanksgiving next week, Turkey Thursday. You got your football, 3 football games, NFL. You got the 29th, which is Black Friday. It's Record Store Day on the 29th as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm. Yeah, Record Store Day, Black. Yeah. And I'm wondering, is there anything anybody's buying for Black Friday? RSD?
Yeah, I'm going to put it up too. I want to see what Record Store Day. I'm curious to know myself. Black Friday, what the list is. I didn't even look. It's not a pretty
big list, though.
It's not that big in here in Vancouver. Absolutely not that big. But I'm going to put it up here. Hang on, if I can find it. Okay, this is the right one. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. This should work. We have to get rid of your picture. No, I don't want to get rid of your picture, Michael. Try this here. So you going somewhere for Turkey Day, or just sort of hanging around?
Yeah, I'll probably see my son. He's in college. He'll come back from college, and All
right, so this is it here.
It's really hip.
What do we see? Okay. Billie Eilish? No. Is there like a?
There should be a list somewhere. I don't see it.
Where's the list?
I don't know. There should be a list somewhere of stuff being released.
It's annoying. Here we go.
Yeah.
See that?
I wonder if people just tell us what they're getting. Yeah.
No. I haven't even looked. This is.
I know. I've been busy too. They usually put it out as a kind of a PDF. You can download it as a PDF or just look at it online.
What's this here? Wish I had a chance. Where's the list?
I don't see it. It's got to be there somewhere. People are mentioning the Birds, Buffalo Springfield.
Where do you find? I'm on their site right now. This is really. Oh, click here for the list. Duh. I'm looking right at it. So here we go. PDF. Want to look at the PDF?
It's usually it'll probably download your computer. But
okay, here we go. How's that? We see anything yet?
Not yet.
Oh, come on. Nothing. That's really annoying. It's
nothing. And Mazzy's saying there's a War box set coming out. There's a Bill Evans.
Oh, wow.
Stone Temple Pilots Purple Rarities. I see that in the comments.
Okay.
Lots of interesting stuff. Yes, Fragile outtakes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Here, I got this here. I found this here. Let's just look at this. It's not showing. Oh, you know why? Hang on. I'm not probably sharing my screen here. It's a different screen. That's what happened. Okay. I found it. Watch this. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see it. So, are you going to go out and stand in line, or what are you going to do?
I don't know yet, because it can be pretty tedious standing in line. Some of the stores in Seattle, the lines are huge lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have.
And I don't know if I have the patience for that.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But here's the list. Let's have a look. You see that? Okay. Anything that interests you here?
So it starts with it's alphabetical. Allman Brothers. What's the Beatles? All My Love. Oh, they're doing a 3-inch record of All My Loving for those. Oh,
look at that! 2,500 is the quantity.
Crossley players, yeah,
with a carrying case as well. Wow. 7-inch vinyl, 10,000. So that will be available.
Oh, they're actually doing an I Want to Hold Your Hand 7-inch vinyl, huh? Yeah. RSD first, 10,000.
Let's see.
They'll probably sell out right away.
Phil Collins, bootleg. Cypress Hill. If you're a big Christopher Cross fan,
Dead or Alive,
Christopher Cross Christmas.
The Doors live in Detroit. You see that?
I saw that.
There's a Billie Eilish coming.
Yeah, Echo and the Bunnymen. Oh, the Killing Moon and Silver. Ooh, only 3,000 of each one. That's interesting.
Yeah, this list is smaller. No, you're already under the E's and F's. Yeah, Jerry Garcia, band Garbage, Grateful Dead.
Just go back up here. Yeah. Anything, guys, that you're gonna buy?
Band Helmet. That might. Oh, I saw Jane's Addiction. Go back up. I saw Jane's Addiction there. What is there a Jane's Addiction?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah. It's
Imminent
called Imminent Redemption.
Yeah.
12-inch single, 2,500 of them.
But come on, the best yet, a Scarlett Johansson, Anywhere I Lay My Head record. Wow. That is what I want to get, Michael.
Oh, they're reissuing the Steve. Remember Steve Martin doing the King Tut comedy record? That's being reissued too.
Yeah. Anything that interests you? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys want to get. Casey Musgraves, Deeper Into the Well. Yeah. Cat Stevens. Joni Mitchell. Wow. I don't know. What's the bird? Did you see the Birds release? Who mentioned that? Did I see that here? Did we see that on the list yet?
I thought I saw that. Yeah.
Does that interest you? Oh, here it is. Birds in Buffalo, Mazzy's saying live in Montreal.
Yeah. I also like the band Helmet. Somebody's mentioning Helmet.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I saw them live back in the day.
Ramones, the Ramones greatest hits. Yeah.
Do you guys have Record Store Day in Canada, Steve?
So we do. It's the same thing, but it's not as, you just don't get as much. So I've never really been a big fan of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, especially during Christmas time. I've been spending a lot of money lately here between football games and free birthday parties.
I should give a shout out. One of our record stores in West Seattle called Easy Street Records, they hand out free bacon to you while you're waiting in line.
No.
I'm not kidding. They come around and give you free bacon.
The Scarlett Johansson is Tom Waits covers. That's interesting. I'm not a big fan of Scarlett Johansson's, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then U2 is doing How to Reassemble an Atomic. I'm not a big fan. I don't even like that album that much.
Yeah.
John's saying RSD Day is not as good as it used to be. Well, I think we're getting spoiled too. All this other stuff that comes out. There's only so much money that goes around. Yeah, Scarlett Jo has a good voice. I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm just not. I mean, I think I consider her an actor. I don't consider her a singer, but she does have a decent voice. I don't know. Yeah, it's not that big of a thing here in Vancouver. So, I mean, we do have RSD, but you don't get any of the good titles you guys get. It's not going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what's the Birds here? The Birds, Buffalo Springfield, the Birds, Buffalo Springfield live at the Monterey 2LP. A 2LP. Okay.
Nice.
But that's the thing. There's so much going on, right? All these records to buy. You got Christmas time. And then you find, and I mean, I am guilty as charged, Michael. You buy all these records. When do you have time with everything else? Because you have to make money, which means you're working 8 or 9 hours a day.
Yeah, I know. What do you have?
You got family. And there's stuff to do on the weekends. When does anyone have time when you have a stack like this full of records?
Exactly.
To listen to. I mean, it took me what 2-3 weeks to get through my 4 Supertramp Crime of the Centuries. I was making notes every night. You know what I mean? I got to tell the guys what's going on with the speaker's corner. But it took a while. Just didn't have the time.
I'm finding stuff that I forgot I bought even from 2 months ago or a month ago.
That's like,
that's
scary.
right, I bought that. Yeah I know.
See, like, look at this, spinning the black circle, saying he shut down purchases for November, or my wife and kids won't get Christmas presents. There you go. And Wheeler's about 5 years behind. This is the thing. Like, it gets to a point where, is this considered hoarding? We've talked about this before. Like, this is an A&E special audiophile vinyl collector's hoarding edition, brought to you by, you know what I mean? We're now going to go to Michael T's house in Seattle. Look at all his issues with hoarding audiophile records.
Yeah. What I actually started doing today, I was like, okay, I got to start cleaning off my dining room table because I want to have company over Thanksgiving. It's all records on it.
You're not married when. You're not married when, Michael.
My son's in college. Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. Then he started hoarding. Yeah.
I did mention to you again, Josh from High Fidelity Records. We got to give him a plug. He's a great guy. I bought something else for myself. I bought myself a birthday gift, Michael. Should I tell them?
Is it going to arrive tomorrow on your birthday?
It's not going to arrive. The Canada Post is a problem.
Oh,
It's
that's
striking.
right. I forgot about it. Yeah.
So I've got the Led Zeppelin RL already. I've had that for a long time. Got the
Zeppelin
MoFi
2?
Led Zeppelin 2. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have of course, the remastered Jimmy Page that everyone loves. And I finally did it. I capitulated, Michael. I spent the big bucks. I got the classic records, Led Zeppelin 2.
I want to hear how that compares to your RL.
So if anyone wants me to do a shootout of that one, I will do it. But the thing is, it's hard to do a blind shootout with the RL because it's the RL when you put it down because it's obviously a little bit louder, not the sound, but the scratch. It's scratchy, itchy, scratchy, right? The vinyl's louder. So, but yeah. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews. Some people really like the classic records cut that Bernie did. Some don't. I don't know. I got to hear
there's also a UK Plum label people keep talking about.
Thank you, Wax. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think last year we did a big my 50th birthday show last year at this time, I believe. It's fun. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. So I'm getting that from Josh, and he said it looks like it's you never can list anything as mint, right? But he said like it's pretty much mint, and I got it for a really good deal. And the reason why, because some idiot put classic with a Sharpie on the cover, www.classicrecords.com, Led Zeppelin 2.
They wrote it on the cover.
So Josh is like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't listen to the cover. I listen to the vinyl."
Yeah,
sure. And so I obviously got a really good deal for it, cheaper than you get on Discogs because the cover's got Sharpie on it. But it's okay.
Yeah.
50. Oh, the whack. Rob's saying the 51's the new 51. I feel good. The last year, though, I look back, man, crazy. Didn't take long. 1 year goes by quicker the older you get. It just sort of blends into the other. I'm fine. Yeah. It's okay.
And then when you get to be 55, you'll notice you're going to be like, God damn it, when you try to reach those records on the bottom shelf.
Well,
it's hard to get back.
I've played sports my whole life. I always played competitive hockey for 30
years
okay. And stuff.
Okay.
No, I can feel it in my shoulders these days. It's just, as you get older, it's like, yeah. Steve 60 is just next, buddy. Well, that's in 9 years. That's a little bit a ways away. Let's not get too carried away here. But yeah, I'd love to still be doing this in 9 years from now and talking about Black Sabbath self-titled, the Rhino cut, the extreme Rhino cut by all two by who knows? You know what I mean? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But I'm actually exhausted. I mean, that was a fun weekend, the Grey Cup weekend. My Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I'm born and raised in Winnipeg. They got in the Grey Cup for the 5th time in a row, Michael. 5 times in a row, right?
Nice.
So they're now called the Buffalo Bills of the CFL. Buffalo Bills, as we know, went 4 times in a row, never won the Super Bowl. But at least Winnipeg has won the Grey Cup twice out of those 5 times. But they're not considered a dynasty because they didn't win that third. If they would have won 3 out of the 5, that I guess some people are saying that would be a dynasty. Well, still getting in 5 times. That's pretty damn good. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty tired. Mazzy's telling me to shut up, Steve. That's nice.
Then somebody's saying, try hanging out with Mazzy. Time moves slow.
Oh. I didn't say that. What my name up for? Is it another Steve in the?
It's the waxed.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, hit that like button. I noticed that in some of our shows, the like button gets a lot more views, and then if you share it, it gets a lot of views. Like that on the algorithm. But yeah, I appreciate that. Well, there's Leland. Leland, are you buying the Beatles mono and the Doors box set? Please tell me. I'm curious because I know you've been raising a lot of funds lately by selling other goodies of yours online. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, it was fun. The Grey Cup was fun. Had a good time. What's he saying? 70 is the new 55, Mazzy's saying. Sans Pulp 84. Compare the RL and classic records with the current in-print version too. I have that one, so I will do the Jimmy Page remaster, which is what, a 2006 16. Help me out if I'm correct there. I've
Right
got
around
the
there,
2016. I've got the MoFi. I've got the RL on both sides, SS, and now I'm gonna have the classic records. I will compare them. I'll do one. I'll do a more complete comparison. I'll try to find the time over the holidays. Like I'll spend like a whole afternoon and really dive deep into that one for the new year. Leland's only buying the doors. Okay. Saving money for Christmas. You got to get the wife a Christmas present. See, I was smart. I bought my wife a Christmas present a couple weeks ago, so I don't have to worry about that now. It's pretty good. Hit that like button, Vinyl Hounds, Rick's is saying. Yeah, it looks like I think the doors will do really well. 3,000. Not a lot. I mean, ZZ Top was only 2,000. Remember that?
Yeah.
See, Norman has here. That's what I've heard. Thank you for that, Mazzy. It's a bit bright. Interesting. Okay. So I don't want to become. I don't want this bias in my head now, right? It's funny. I actually like the MoFi version of Led Zeppelin too, because I just like the sound of those old MFSLs. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, the other day there was someone had commented, said, Steve, you should, I can't watch your show all the time. You should make it a podcast. I'm like, okay. Well, guess what? It is on Spotify under Audiophile Roundtable right now. There it is right there. The Audiophile Roundtable of Steve Westman on Spotify. And it's also on Apple Podcasts as well. So it is there.
But you don't get to see our sexy faces, do you?
I think we're better on the radio than we are live, though, right? I know. That's okay. I'm just trying. Oh, you should. Oh, hey, what's this? Peter P. And you should get the George Piros cut. Yeah, I've heard a lot of that as well. There's so many I could get. I don't know. I mean, I've spent. This one cost me a lot of money, guys, because you got to remember, U.S. conversion to Canadian. This wasn't a cheap record. This was my birthday gift to myself, not something that I do every single day. So Rick's V says, I've heard the single-sided classic Zepp road case set sounds bright. That's what Mazzy said. I'm amazed at how much that set is worth, given that Greg Calby's mastering is better than the better let alone RL. I've heard that a lot. I think Rick, you said that a lot. You like the Greg Calby mastering, and then Norman saying the road case is not that great. I had Josh on, this was about a year ago, and he actually, the road case we were showcasing on this show, and one of the viewers actually bought it. I can't remember the price. I want to say about 22,000, maybe 24,000. It's a lot of change, and that was sealed. I wonder if he unsealed it.
And if people don't know the story on that, it was issued without clearance from Zeppelin's management, and they weren't very happy about it, and it got pulled. That's why it's worth so much. And the story is they took all the stampers too. That's why Classic Records never got the stampers.
Yeah, that's the one thing. They don't have the stampers. I know that was one of those rumors for years, and it was in the Hoffman files that Chad from Acoustic Sounds has the stampers. He does not have the stampers.
He said it actually, yeah.
Does not have the stampers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll have a look at the Zeppelin too. I mean, you could buy so many different ones. I don't know. I'll just use the ones that I have. Like I said, I don't mind the MFSL one. I like the sound of that one. I don't know. I think I'm biased when it comes to that. I think I'm biased when it comes to the old half-speed MFSL Stan Ricker cuts. I like a lot of them. Just my preference. Yeah, that's exciting. I was excited to get that for my birthday. So, like I said, I don't know how much more buying I'm going to do now until after Christmas and the New Year. And we got, after January 2nd hits, brand new year, and it's that lull first 3 months of the new year, right? You're busy doing things, and it's darker out and all that, and yeah.
Did you guys see, by the way, 1 week ago, Analog Productions is putting out a Miles Davis album called Birth of the Blue. Have you heard about that?
You know what? Let's do that. Thank you.
And that was, So there are actually sessions that were recorded at Kind of Blue.
Here, have a look.
Yeah,
right there.
And the blue vinyl was only limited to 1,000 copies and already sold out. But what they did is they went to Battery Studios. They took the 3-track master takes, and they made a 2-track 30-inch per second master, all analog. And then Matthew Luthans cut that at the mastering lab. So it's an all analog pressing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued about that. I want to see. I heard the tracks have been issued on a CD box set before too.
So what I'm looking at right now, Michael, there's the Birth of Blue.
Yeah.
For $40, and then it's $40 again. But it looks like it's what's the difference?
The first one says, see how it says BLU at the end of the code?
Yeah.
They only made 1,000 of the ones on blue wax, blue vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah. The other one is not unlimited. Yeah. But that sold out really fast.
And then how about the Genesis Nursery Crime? Anyone interested in that?
That was just issued last week, I believe. I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't heard it either.
But I'm kind of interested in that Birth of Blue, just to see.
And then what else do they have here? They've got
the Humble Pie selling well.
Oh, Ray Brown Trio, and then Humble Pie still in the top 5, right? It's number 5.
Louis Armstrong's down there.
Louis Armstrong, number 6. Number 7, Sounds of Unheard Of.
Shelly Manne.
Yeah.
Famous drummer.
And then the SACD version of Miles Davis' Birth of Blue.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm wondering in the comments who got the Genesis and how does it sound?
Yeah, I want to hear that.
I've heard mixed things on the Genesis.
We got Otis Redding, Sings Soul, number 9. Wow.
Yeah.
Anything else interest you on that list?
Count Basie, then that's the 1978 Al Di Meola album that Impact.
Al Di Meola, Elephant Gypsy, number 11.
Yeah, that's what we have
here.
Just issued. Oh, and then there's a new Kraft small batch that Bill Evans Trio.
I have it right there. So number 12 is Sarah Vaughan, Clark Terry, Zoot Sims, Quadrant.
Yeah.
A Celebration of Duke, and then we got number 13, Bill Evans Trio.
That's the next small batch, one step from Kraft.
Yeah, apparently Kraft emailed me. I'm going to get a copy of that.
I think it's in 1961.
Yeah.
And then Velvet Underground selling well. It looks like
still selling really well.
I know. I want to hear.
So 14 is Sonny Rollins, East Broadway Rundown, Velvet Underground. Number 15, Loaded, Bad Company, self-titled. Number 16.
Yeah.
17, 18, 19 hasn't really changed much from the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Gillespie, The Count, Gifted One, Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Count again with Oscar Peterson, The Timekeepers. There you go.
Yeah.
Is there more?
And I'm seeing people say in the comments that the Genesis sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah. Number 20, Dr. John, The Doors, LA Woman, and then Steely Dan, the SACD of Gaucho. There you go.
I believe the Bill Evans came out in 1961 on Riverside Records.
I want to say 61 as well. Yeah, I think that's what happened there.
I know. I'm kind of intrigued by that too.
Scott Wheeler. Well, Scott Wheeler's 5 years away from listening to the Genesis. He's well behind in his listening. So in 2030, Scott, let us know how that one sounds. Thank you. Johnny C says it sounds awesome. Humble Pie is a repress of the 2009. I believe that is the correct answer there. Yes. Evans, Mazzy is excellent musically. Absolutely. I'm waiting for my copy of that, Evans. I definitely want to give it a review. Bernie Grundman cut that one.
And are those all pressed? I think they're all pressed at RTI.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're on the Neotech.
So. Yeah, they are RTI is Neotech vinyl.
Yeah.
Here's a good question from Kurtz Cole. Captain
that was mentioned by Grover as an upcoming record that Katie.
When did he say that? So he says end of January from Duke. I think when he was on Dookie.
I remember February.
So Dookie is end of January, and this will be February, I think, around there.
I think it was February. And was that going to be on his own label, Slow Down Sounds, or was that going to be?
No. That's going to be Because Sound Matters. It's going to be a one step.
Okay.
By Chris Bellman.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, because I think he said before even the 20th anniversary was not like, I think it was a digital file that Chris had cut originally.
Something
I can't remember.
Germany only or something. Yeah.
I'll be excited for that one, that's for sure. What does Spinning Black say? UK original Katie Lang Ingenue is amazing. I really can't see that being surpassed. Again, sometimes some of these records, they're just so recorded so well. It's hard to beat the original, or it's hard to beat some of these, but we'll see. Well, thank you, John. Great show as always. Got to run. Thanks, Steve and Mike. Have a good one, John. Take care. But yeah, so you did so did you buy much, or did you sort of keep your money when you went to your record store hopping the other
my friend bought stuff. I recommended some stuff for him to buy because he mostly had audiophile issues, and I told him some original presses sound good. I bought a Stevie Wonder Intervisions that was really clean. I already have a couple copies, and I also bought a reel-to-reel tape of a Dusty Springfield.
How much was that?
$75.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not cheap. The original reel tapes, but
this whole tape thing, you can really get down.
It can be a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole.
You
Yeah,
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
If you're a single guy, maybe do that.
Divorcee, yes.
You're all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I got my reels.
I'm curious. I mean, we're gonna probably get a lot of reviews. November 22nd is big, right? The Beatles coming out.
I'm definitely gonna pick at least one Beatles. For whatever it is, $30. I'm definitely gonna try one at least.
Yeah. Well, thanks for waking up accidentally spinning the black circle at 3 a.m. UK time. I'm gonna have Miles Scholl on 11 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, in the coming weeks, which will be about 7 a.m. UK time, so you can catch that one live and comment. That'll be fun.
I may stay up for that one just to listen in. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm a big Miles fan.
See, Rick's is saying this, right? Either you are single with a wife knowing you buy a reel-to-reel tapes. So I mean, I didn't read that probably. Either that or you are becoming single with the one. Okay, I get it now. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a rabbit hole I'm just not going to go for, that's for sure. Yeah, Miles will be great. He got the approval from Universal, so it's just a matter. He wanted to send me his cut of The Cure to compare, not to compare it with Bernie's, but just to hear his version as well, which I want to, of course. But that'll be a late show, I think. I'm not gonna to do that live. I'd have to if I want to do that prime time in the UK, it'd be like 1 a.m. my time, and I'm not going to be up at 1 a.m. to do that. That's for sure. So the Doors Friday, Beatles Friday. I'm excited about that. It's going to be fun. Apparently, I look like Ted from Breaking Bad. Someone's saying, so I don't know which one's Ted. Is that good or that's probably bad? So I don't know. Like I said before, Friday 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They're saying 6 a.m. Pacific is when it's going to be released to order, but we know from past that it's before 6 a.m. So if you're a keener, especially if you're on the East Coast, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'd jump on their website, see if it's up. I think you did that before. Wasn't that your experience with one of them, Michael? As you jumped on at 5:30?
It was when Black Sabbath and Devo. I really wanted those too. And I got up early and they just happened to go on at 5:15 a.m. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I got both of those, yeah.
And I don't have thoughts yet because I don't have it, but that's why I'm waiting for it before I get Miles on. There's your name. There you go. I can say your name.
Pumpin' Vinyl?
There you go. Any ideas? Hang on, what's this say? Any idea about the Doors box on Warner Canada? So I was told, just for my Canadian viewers, that it will be for sale at the same time on the Canadian Warner site as it is on the Rhino Hi-Fi site. Again, don't shoot the messenger. That is what I have been told. Please. Yeah, the BG, it's not really the BG Cure because he just cut it. He didn't master it, but I mean, it is still a good record. So 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be an hour before it technically goes live at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday. If you guys are keeping score at home. And that's Warner Music Canada. Yes, they say it's going to be live at the same time. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I asked, because I told them, I said, hey, I want to tell my folks... because I had a lot of viewers ask me, Michael, about that, and apparently it's going to be simultaneously. Just
how does that work? Do they allocate a certain amount of copies for Warner BC Canada?
I would assume so.
They must say like 200 or 300, whatever it is.
Yeah, I would assume so. Well, guys, we'll leave it at that. It's going to be a fun Friday for a lot of people.
And you're less than 4 hours away from your birthday, huh?
That's okay. It'll be a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you for doing this with me. My last show before I turn another year older. I'm 360. Was it a leap year this year? So I've already 365 days, right? Was it a leap year this year? I think it was. So now, yeah, I'm technically It's my birthday today, if you don't count that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, guys. Everyone, thank you for putting everything in the comments. Looks like my internet connection's all getting weird, but we'll see you again next week, and I'm sure we'll. If I get the Doors box in the next week or so, I think I want to do a show on it. So I'll definitely post a show on that one and show everyone, and hopefully I've been able to hear it as well. So I promise, if I do, this Canada Post strike has really screwed things up. It's taken a lot longer for the couriers now to arrive for things, so I don't know what's happening. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'll celebrate my birthday tomorrow. Thank you, Michael.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thanks, Michael.